an advantage to start out with, they might be able to push this to map 3 and pull another comeback as they did in their semifinals of the Challenger League playoffs.
So, how this start? Habana being banned out. That's actually making a lot of sense, and I will talk through that later on, because we talk about the Habana Thermite conundrum later. I don't know if Jackal's going to be the second operator removed. No, it's going to be Thatcher. All right. So the Habana ban makes a lot of sense, just because Thatcher opens up big holes, but very easily counterable with impact tricking, right? Habana, not as much. So, makes a ton of sense. Echo banned out, which is actually something that Team 1 did quite a bit. Then really doesn't want to remove the Maestro from this. I think it'll be Mira taken away at the end. Similar to before. No, it'll be the Clash. Okay. Clash. Oh, we've seen so much Clash actually being played on this map. This team for EU played the Clash so well. Yeah,
and Clash has been coming out a lot more, I think, just in general throughout Pro League, and a lot of different examples, and even a little bit in Challenger League. We saw the Sonics running it. Super there for a bit was running primarily shields on Villa in the relegation games on Monday for North America. So for Clash in general, though, back-to-back bans. Clash banned on Coastline, Clash now banned on Villa. Clearly there's a...
it's a pattern.
Yeah, there's... I just wanted this is palpable detest for Clash coming out from the defensive side here and coming out from Gaming.
I wonder if it's because of the fact that it's a shield on defense.
Possibly.
Now, I know, it's a crazy idea.
Could because it's the shield in general.
Oh, that's a very good point as well. Now, shield in general, but on defense and in hallways. Ooh, that's like so many reasons.
Yeah, very, very tight corridors on Villa. And Clash is obviously demonstrated, like you said, with the stream, playing Clash a lot on Villa as of late. Really demonstrating the full effect of Clash on these tight corridor maps.
Keeney was very proud, I have to say.
Yes.
Little surströmming. But yeah, there's a lot of style points added when you play the turtle game with the Clash. So not too shabby. But the mirror is going to be in play here, and that's a pretty interesting crouch level window. Now, what do you have on this attacking side? That's something I want to focus on. First of all, Habana's been banned. You're bringing only one hard breacher in the Thermite. There's impact grenades. Really have to see how this works out or does not. Another thing that I really want to highlight, the Buck. Taking kills from below, shoot, and even from the outside, because Scorpion peeked out against you. Well, that's a freebie, as they would say. It's a common term nowadays. Jaeger's just taken off the map for but there's still the Valkyrie around. There's no reinforcements being put in here, so are just trying to play blindly and just not really utilizing any utility for all this. Damage done to the Buck, but not enough to clean him off, and as Destiny walks away, he meets his own fate and his own demise. Scadiola will take him out. The second player as well, peeking around the hallway, and a quick shot to Gilly, a 3K for the Buck. They're presenting themselves to the attackers.
Seems to be a mirror image of what we were seeing on Coastline. Good dodge there from Reduct as he'll hit the deck immediately off that 90 window repel. So it's PDR and Frazao left alive here for Gaming.
Did you see that mirror window?
I did.
Watch the hallway with the softball. I like the idea because you want to play more aggressive in that situation with that sort of setup, but it didn't work out at all. You just get swatted like flies, literally in this situation. And we've seen those walls doing so much work at the end of the round. We're really able to draw down the time. And on Villa, it's a map that really helps the defenders to do that sort of thing.
Oof. Ballsy peek there from PDR, but it'll work out for him as there goes the Capitao. Very dominable operator last time around. You got the vault wall open, though, with a rotation hole, and that'll provide at least a bit more maneuverability here for Frazao, but he's got to worry about his backside as well, as they don't have the manpower to occupy 90 with, oh my, no one paying attention, though. Luke on the snap will take down Frazao, though, so there goes your smoke. It's PDR alone. He's been alone and on an island for a lot of these. That's a 4K for Skydiola on the Buck. That's an operator we also didn't see him running last time around. He doesn't like these fast rate of fire weapons, though, going from the F2 on Twitch to the C8 on Buck. And why the hell not? Honestly, he's been on one lately. And Team 1, again, start off on the attack, and they start off right, getting the first round handedly in the books for themselves. talk about Villa, talk about the way it's played, talk about the outcomes on it and how it's predominantly a defender-sided map. Team 1 kind of don't look like they care. They're going to take every gunfight, and that's honestly just because Gaming were affording them every fight.
Yeah, and I will talk through the setup before I comment on it. If you saw how were playing, they had rotation hold that would have opened up from the vault into 90, which is very uncommon, but it's fine. Also, they had hard mirror window with a soft wall next to it to play close to the bar by 90 as well at the top of it, so close to the main stairs. A lot of soft walls played in these positions. What they allow you to do is getting more aggressive, as we saw the Mira do later on in the round. However, even with the fact that there weren't many reinforcements run in that position, nothing was really being played on the opposite side by the bedroom. And it's completely fine if you want to play 2 players by the bedroom. That's okay. It works. That's fine. But use some of your utility in that position. Give yourselves more power spots to play, because if you don't, you're just giving away advantages that literally just spawn with you at the start of the map. So, a few things to look out for. But because you lost that part of the map, your angles are now extremely open. And the way of that more flex defense and depth that was being run by the defenders works is that it requires you to have some sort of anchor position to play around, and that position is holding the hallway, peeling off bit by bit in, again, defense and depth, going all the way back to the Aviator Games Room. But that takes a while to get there, and not 30 seconds and 3 players down for it. Look at it will take a bit of damage, same for Destiny here. They exchanged it pretty much. Still left soft wall on the side, and similar setup by the Mira. But 90 is being hotly contested as we speak, with Bedroom and Astronomy taken control of by the attacking side of Team 1.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue here, is and that's the difference between last round and this round, is that Gaming last time lost the manpower extremely early on for holding down 90 if you're going to play it soft like that. This time around, they got the manpower. They are taking a little bit of damage, though, as Destiny was able to, I guess, pull a rabbit out of the hat there and pull his best Houdini act and get out of dodge and diving off the balcony. Luka will now be down. Not sure if he'll be able to be cleaned up here. No, he'll be revived by a teammate. And Nitrocell on the window. No, Destiny, pull the trigger, man. And oh no! What the hell are you doing? Destiny blows himself sky high with the Nitrocell. There is not anyone in the same area code to come pick him back up. He is going to bleed out downstairs. Looks like Scorpion is trying to retreat and help him out. This is going to leave 2 members downstairs on an extremely low HP. Reduct could jump in and try and collect both of these for free, but honestly, the distraction is ample enough for Team 1 to start the onslaught into the objective.
Mistakes were made.
We'll get him next time. What the hell did I just watch?
It happens, man. It happens even to the best players out there. With that said, rotation hole had already been opened up here. And I think that was the Zofia that actually opened it up from the attacking side, looking at the angle and how it's opened up from closer to the 90 angle. Drone's been destroyed as Guy will try to fight, but Reduct will take him out. Falls looking down to the stairs. Nobody moving in. Takes a bit of damage from his own grenade, but is able to find the kill. Scorpion taken away. Not much health there for the Jaeger to really be able to fight, but there's so little time left. Frizzell will get a kill onto Ska. PDRN on the second one. Reduct is taken away. Frizzell looking to pounce. That's Nitrocell thrown out. They know that the attackers will have to rush right into them. 2 seconds left. The Capitao actually doing work against his own teammate. The Falls needs to land this ASAP on the rotation. The Valkyrie will take damage spraying in from the side and will actually get the down. The foot of the attacker just shown there. And a completely different angle being shown at the end. That was very unfortunate, but that's what defense and depth does for you.
I mean, a redemption story, I guess, for Destiny.
Let's not talk about that, okay?
Blew himself up, but is able to come back upstairs and down the man trying to get the plant down. Hey.
Always look on the bright side.
It worked. It worked, all right? We talk about are things stupid if they work. Maybe there's an argument for both.
I don't want to use that sentence because I think it's it's a ridiculous thing to say that, oh yeah, but if it works, it's not that stupid, is it? Well, you got lucky there, son.
I mean, it's a case-by-case scenario. Is blowing yourself up with a nitro cell intelligent? No. Was it a mistake, though? Obviously, it was not intended.
No, it was completely intended. Because at the end, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna save the round, and I'm gonna make sure I do it in the most pompous way possible. And
I mean,
I believe that was fairly pompous.
It worked. Props to Scorpion on the save there as well, getting that revive down.
Oof.
Full sight was surrendered by on that one as well. Comes down to the dying seconds. I really want to give props to Fragile as well with that shotgun playing point blank range on the Aviator door. He's able to pick up 2 kills, almost a third. His Nitro Cell got shot at in midair when he tried to throw it at the door frame as well. So it's myriad of unfortunate events for Gaming in that round, but yet they still prevail and they walk away victorious. And we're not trending towards a 6-0 at the very least here for Gaming. You got to take what you can get at this point. Any sense of momentum here will be monumental. And for them being on the defensive side, like I said, they're starting on the advantaged side for Villa. The way that the map plays out in every region, at every level, it is a defender-sided map in the current meta. So for Team 1, get as many as you can here. And again, they were able to overwhelm the site in the dying moments. Scorpion, though, will start things off right for Gaming as well, continuing on a bit of that momentum as there'll be 2 members entering in through study. It's a full far start clear right now for Team 1, but they'll lose their Capitao.
It's a bulletproof camera that was set by the mute, but you're usually expecting somebody to be playing by Games Room, and in this case, the angle even through Aviator has been locked down by the Maestro. This is something that a lot of teams figured out, including, well, Red Devils in the past playing against Team Liquid on this map, where, yeah, sure, you want to push in from the other side, that's great, but we're going to have actually players to play against you. We're not going to give you this whole thing for free. It's good Goomine here to be set, but let's look at they'll find the kill on Scorpion. There's still players close up here to fight, and that's the Maestro on the opposite end, but nobody in 90, which at least will give some sort of flexibility for the attackers now to try to get into a better position. Guy will have to escape with his life, but he actually puts himself in a bit more of a difficult position to rotate from, and actually is able to move away. There's really nobody holding that angle because the Thermite doesn't really want to expose himself, and the Capitao being dead is, you know, a bit of a detriment because that's less angles that you can hold and lock down rotations. Scadiola peeking, and he doesn't see the Maestro just yet, and the Goomine just chipping away at the Nomad's health.
You've got Destiny, who's been a little eager to peek and hasn't really been able to bring much from it. Not bearing a lot of fruit on these aggressive plays. That's an odd impact. I didn't actually catch if there was an Evil Eye placed on that bench or not, but nonetheless, it'll be Luca to send out an impact from the lifeline to blow the bench sky high as well. Falls now setting himself up on that balcony. You've got some bolt hitters from PDR and the Valkyrie, so changing roles here for the, I guess, the all-star player for Gaming based on what we saw on Coastline. I don't remember really that was doing a whole lot of the Gi. You still have a Valcam though, providing unlimited amounts of intel. For Zhao will provide some scare tactics. We're down to the dying seconds. 20 seconds left, and it's up to Team 1 to overwhelm the site once again, as they've been so excellent at doing so far. Rise will collect one head to the mantle, as that'll be Destiny, and it's a volley from Team 1, leaving Fragile alone in the shotgun. He can't even land that onto Falls. Plant going down. It won't even be necessary. Falls will collect the kill. 4v4 with less than 20 seconds remaining, and Team 1 overwhelming the objective again. So strong in those dire moments when it gets down to desperation mode. Team 1 really know how to convert, and they've been winning their gunfights left and right. It's been really, it's been working out for them. So Gaming will drop another round on the defensive side.
2 rounds on the attacking side is the minimum you're looking for. A third one is when you're going into positive territory. This is, again, as you mentioned very astutely, Rob, that Villa, defensive side maps, you really want to, it is the most defensive sided map. So you really want to kind of take your time through it. See if this continues though, because so far a lot of work and a lot of damage has been done. And this really affects Gaming's morale. And they said this multiple times. The morale aspect is very difficult to describe and really put a handle on because it's very subjective, and you really need to know the players and how they react, and it very much is about your feelings and how you are in the situation. And maybe this has more an effect than we think, and we hope it doesn't. This is what experience usually does to players, allows them to handle those sorts of feelings, at least in the game. Let's not talk about other things. Controlling feeling is more difficult than what most people would think, isn't it, Robert?
I wouldn't know. I'm a robot.
Actually, that's a very good. That's a very good. I mean, not many people would dive headfirst into a snowbank, but you did.
Hey, that was for charity.
No,
Relax.
I'm saying it's complete. I didn't say anything negative about it. I just said that's very good, especially if it's for charity. So good on you there, bud.
Just trying to save some gorillas, man. God.
Look, man, I'm not that hairy, okay?
You're not in need of saving, bud. You're just fine. There'll be a lot of drones going out for a far side clear once again from T1. And Skydola now is going to take the engagement against Scorpion. And on this drone, Rayduct has actually swapped off the M249. Weapon was providing so many kills for him last time around with that new scope and 100 rounds in a box magazine. Now Scorpion will be pinged out from this drone as Rayduct is just trying to back him off and the pre-fires won't land. Scorpion will be able to evade the ensuing fight. He'll vault all the way downstairs, looking to go for a flank. That's kind of been the problem in this game so far, is that Nomad has been running every single attacking round. Not too many members and not many air jabs have gone off, but just the fear, knowing that there's a Nomad on the map, has been difficult for any tempting flankers. It's been Scorpion and Destiny on the roam for Gaming that really haven't had much effect on either Coastline or Villa thus far.
Pretty end still in Astronomy. This is taking quite a while from Team 1 to kind of find their island, their foothold before advancing in. And there's still very much the threat of impact grenades that you have to worry about, and well, nitro cells, etc. And a minute 15, you really haven't even started working on positions like the bedroom. It's not great, and you're just now destroying default cams on the outside. It means that Team 1 were very preoccupied with their push on the opposite end by Aviator Games Room, and it really didn't end up doing much for them. Nitro Cell used up, and Rayduct taken away. Frizzao just jumps out, but gets taken away. Falls the opposite angle of the window here, working well for him, but the loss of Capital for the Mute, I think that's a pretty darn good trade for the defense, if you ask me, especially with so little time left.
And that's the problem, is that Team 1 have been just flawless on site executes, even in the dying seconds. And Destiny constantly being droned out will be pushed away from his position. Scorpion triggered an air jab as he was trying to maneuver his way up those far side south stairs, but he's going to rotate over towards the east stairs now, trying to come up red on a flank onto these attackers. And once again, we approach the dying moments. No mash control, and Guy taking an onslaught of fire now as he'll be dropped down, but PDR will collect the kill. The plant going down from Rise, and all the pings coming out. Scorpion's going to turn the corner. He's got one free, but Falls on the trade will drop Scorpion. There goes the man carrying the diffuser, though, as Falls gets two. He's got Guy and PDR to find with 7 seconds ticking down against him. One inside of the bathroom on a rotate, and that'll be the one to evade, as PDR will eventually fall, but the time will expire on the dream there for Falls as he was going on a rampage. Just could not lock out the final kill. Time the enemy of Team 1 on that round, and time the enemy on the attacking side for the majority of Team 1. We're through the first 2/3 of the first half anyway, and we stand level at 2-2. It's a much closer game than Coastline.
That's for sure. And the flanks have been a lot more effective this time around, so that's obviously a great thing for the defense of Gaming, but I hope that they're going to start chaining more rounds, because 2 is the baseline for the attackers. If you give them 3-4 rounds, which is very much still possible, that's where you're getting into difficult territory when you're readying up for that second half. So I hope this series continues on, and hopefully we'll have Bank to be played in this first best of 3 of the evening. Remember, there's one after. I know, for the relegations, we always have to remind everybody that, hey, this is all BO3 with overtime, limited that is, right before we go to our Pro League finals for the season, which, if you're going to Italy, we hope to see you there, because, my God, I'm so excited to go back to Milan.
Same.
You as well. You didn't get any time to go around the city. And trust me, it is so worth it. And with the crowd that's prepared, with the amount of the Italian crowd that's there, and what we got to experience in Euro Cup in October of last year. Very much excited to see what this very European and very Italian crowd has to offer for Pro League, because Italy has a couple pretty decent teams that we saw actually in CL before. Maybe we get to see more of that in the future.
Reloading.
Maybe this is the push that they need to kind of get the motivation in, because we've seen players like Chala, for example, watching through Invitational 2018 and Newcomb playing at Invitational 2019 in the quarterfinals, playing against G2 and before that against Empire. A lot of storylines are built around these events, and they inspire many, many people to pick up the mantle and the torch and move through into professional play.
So, preoccupied with the roam game here will be Scorpion. He's changed operators once again. Was rocking the Jaeger there for a while, but now he'll flex over onto the Pulse, triggering a Legion Mine, will be one of the attackers, Skydola. So he pushes in through Master, and it's been kind of the same repetition here for Team 1, depending on which site they're pushing through. They just want to push far side on the top floor. They've done a lot to clear out the bottom floor, though, and that's kind of what has been left for the defenders to utilize as flanks. In the beginning, yeah, Gaming really tried to hold Master Bedroom extremely hard, and we saw how that just did not work out for them, losing their gunfights one after another inside of that Master Bedroom and statuary area. So, yeah, Gaming have killed off. And talk about the Roamers not having much effect with the Nomad in play. Last round, like you said, the flank from Scorpion, monstrous. He'll now get droned out downstairs, and the Doka be a change here for Reduct as well, as he's swapped off the Capitao entirely after changing weapons last round. So it's an alteration here. But again, we eclipse the midway point in the round. So already, yeah, Gaming have done their job of at least distracting Team 1. It's going to come down to those dying seconds pushes once again for Team 1. And they've won the majority of them. But it looks like, yeah, Gaming is starting to pick up on this.
Yeah, and at least this time, with the sets that are going to attack the Aviator Game Room, you don't have the same level of setup that's required before you head in compared to the site we were on before in Statuary. So here you really just have to face these many, many angles that have been opened up by Yeah. And we talked about it earlier on in this matchup that in this sort of defense in depth, where there's a lot of open holes, and especially now the Pulse to worry about, damage from below and a lot of runouts and plays such as that, really something you have to worry about if you're on the attacking side, because more manpower really has to scare you in this situation. Gi will find the kill, but takes a lot of damage in the meantime for Zhao. A bit of damage done with a grenade. The diffuser's on the floor. The Pulse nowhere to be found. Is taken away. Peter N with one. Ryzen Raduct with one of their own. Gi is the last man alive. The drone has been taken away. He has hold of the diffuser here, but they can find him. Rise to the last 2 seconds. Comes in. Takes Gi off, and Team 1 will put the third run on the board already. Extremely positive. Looking through in the first half here on the attacking side of Villa of all maps. Not too shabby.
Much closer game than on Coastline. My thing here for Yeah Gaming is this vault wall rotation. It's starting to get on my nerves a little bit, I guess is the easiest way to put it. You ban out the Hibana, so clearly you have a penchant to impact trick. You want to impact trick. All they have is a Thermite or a Mav. You've got soft walls behind mirrors right now that allow the ability to fight away a Mav if a Maverick would ever come out close to a wall. So at this point, there hasn't been a whole lot done to, I guess, warrant the vault rotation. If you had someone locking down, I guess, the end of the hallway towards like the study hallway at the bottom of the south stairs on Team 1, you know, pushing multiple sides of the map at the same time to stop your rotation in, then I understand, but that hasn't been the case. Team 1 have been single-minded, at least in their initial entry on the far side of the map, every single time. They push Bedroom, they push Statuary, and they push Cross, and that's their push on this map. They finally made one change with Red Duck going downstairs on the Dokkaebi. Didn't even find Scorpion, just eventually rejoined the rest of the rush. I'm just really confused at why they're continuously keeping Vault Wall open, whether they're leaving it soft or putting the rotate there themselves, but not investing the manpower into holding it. That mirror window that's placed on the bar wall, it's helping with visibility for anyone pushing the door, but you can't see anyone inside of that cubby at 90, and then that mirror has to play a double angle. He has to keep bouncing back and forth and back and forth. So for Yeah Gaming here, it looks like they have altered the plan here. There's no Mira coming out this time. And Scorpion is going to start things off on a Rise. He'll lose half his health for it, but there goes the Nomad, so possibly some more flanking potential here for Yeah Gaming. That Vault Wall, though, seems to be a linchpin here in the setup for Yeah Gaming.
And I really want to emphasize your point even more than you did, because Yeah banned the Hibana, yet they're not actually using that ban effectively because they're not using the reinforcement effectively. And you see it when time gets short, Team 1 either have a beautiful execute on site or just fall flat on their faces. And that's really what you're looking for as the defenders. So why not just play more reinforcements? You can see that Team 1 aren't bringing much in the hard breach department because they're very limited. And they want to play that Twitch instead of going for an operator like... You know, hey, you can have the Jackal in general to kind of scout around, but having the Maverick would be great as well to open up holes. In general, you're staying too much on one type of attacking lineup for the operators, and if the Hibana was available, we'd see the same thing as we did back in Coastline. Frizzell will find the shot on to Scadiola, and that's a pretty easy shot there on the puck. I'm not sure why he just peeked around the door with no drone, but look at, well, at least find one on Destiny, and it'll be a 3 versus 4. Half HP on the Bandit. C4 being prepped by Scorpion, but this is a quick QE peek as he moves back to the site.
I mean, it's a smart play there, but PDR will still be successful on the peak anyway. Takes a lot of damage for it, down to about 24, and the pre-fire from Luka, successful. PDR will fall. So have to worry about Scorpion peeking back out as that 3-speed, very swift operator. Flashbangs will ring out from Falls, and he'll self-blind himself there. Fragile and Scorpion stacking up on one another, but the rotate will be facilitated now and pressing up on the door with a shotgun point-blank range. We've also got Guy over on top of the east stairs right now. Flashbangs again from Falls. He looks to push in, but has to dart back out. He's worried about the pressure from multiple angles now. As Guy inside of the aviator door won't collect the kill though into Falls, and that'll be Fragile falling. It's down to a 2v2. Luka needs to push in and clear out the back of the bar for Falls to be able to enter in successfully. The Goo Mines to worry about as well, stalling out the plant. Luka collects the kill onto Scorpion, but as he tries to push in for the plant, Falls will fall, leaving Luka and Guy at a standoff. Diffuser surrendered, pressed right up against that aviator vault door. A beautiful shot hit there by Guy to level things at a 3-3 for Yeah Gaming. We head into the second half drawn. It's a much better result for Yeah, and again it comes down to the wire, but a much different outcome in the ending of that round for Team 1. They don't have the manpower to go in for that full-scale assault as they like to do in those dying moments.
Yeah, and one thing to highlight as well in Aviator is that you saw the bulletproof camera that was set on the side of the door. It was giving information constantly on any players that were trying to move in that case the Thermite, through the door and try to assault against the Mute. That's why you didn't see really the Mute hugging the door even more, because he was relying on the information from his teammates, and that's very well done. It takes a lot of information to be sent back, and I mentioned the Jackal. The Jackal will be played to make sure they can, in this case, Yeah Gaming can deal with any roam play from Team 1. Mira switch around for the Mute. So we'll have the Mute smoke combo, and which site will be first? We're going to go for the Statuary and Trophy Room, which actually works out pretty well for the defense quite a few times, to say the least. And the Legion Maestro combo works very well. I wonder if the Jaeger is going to be playing the usual on the other side of the map, kind of holding off the flanks on his own. Will there be any reinforcements and such dedicated to that position? Will there be more soft walls and destroyed walls to be played as we saw more in Yeah Gaming's position? We'll have to see. But look at that ton of roam hunting. Dokkaebi, Jackal, and a Nomad. That's huge from Yeah Gaming in this situation. They forego Heart Breachers completely. It's just... Is this Coastline again?
Well, I mean, with the lack of hard breaching that was going off, I mean, did we ever see a Thermite charge go off in the first half?
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
Every single round went down to kills.
So why even bring the hard breach if it's never going to get used? You got the impact tricking, you got the Hibana band, you're kind of SOL at that point.
Yeah, why just try to force it? Just kill.
Yeah, and I like this response here, like you said, from Yeah Gaming. A lot of roam clearing potential here. The real question is will Team 1 be able to evade this, or will they just steer into the skid, for lack of a better term. Just full send 3 members of the far side of the map to really turn it into a war on the opposite side. Well, we're about to find out. Destiny immediately drops Rainbow6 for his first kill in the game, but immediately traded out by Luca up at 90. So you trade out a Zofia for a Legion. Honestly, pretty even trade. You get the stacking utility over time for Rainbow6, and you've got Destiny's lifelines that could have been instrumental in trying to push down a plant later on. Maybe stun lock anyone in an animation necessary. Possibly launching out a nitro cell from Falls, or anyone throwing out smoke canisters. Could have gone either way. So pretty even trade. There goes one of your roam hunters. You still have the utility, though, to try and isolate one of these roamers. And, well, PDR and Fragile have to work together on that initiative. We're at the midway point of the round, though. That's kind of the only thing that's transpired so far. The far side of the map is taken care of, but now Scorpion pushing all the way into the connector. Shots in behind the bomb chassis, won't land. A wide peek, though, will work out for Rise. There goes your Twitch. You get the rate of fire of the Alda against the F2, and the F2 falls short.
It was, well, both players peaked pretty wide, I have to say.
Wide.
And there was just no information for the attacker to play off of in that case. The Twitch just didn't have any drones to understand what's going on. And I like that Team 1 just completely fell back and realizing, okay, well, there's a lot of roam hunting. Well, what's your roam hunting going to do now? Or we're just going to stick to the site. Oh, yeah, we know they're on site, but that's kind of like, what? It doesn't really bring much to the table. You wish you would have had a Heartbreacher in this case, especially with this sort of map control that's available. But one of the smokes is actually going to get burned away, and a C4 will connect from Falls. Fragile will find one onto him with a refrag. Damage has already been done. Gee with another onto Rise in a 2v2. The Nomad and the Dokkaebi trying to play against the Smoke, who ran out of utility. Look at, will find one under Fragile. No more calls from Miss Dokkaebi. It's Nomad alive with an air jab launcher, can use that to his advantage. The flash thrown in, but it's a rotation very swiftly from the Smoke. Blinded, but the air jab is going to get popped there, and Guy will have to stick the diffuser. And this is something that can be used to the advantage of Team 1, as Lucat is trying to fall back. There's all these pins that are being given away to Yeah Gaming's side, and Guy still has not laid down his last air jab. I hope he's got one somewhere, because the Smoke turns around from the back. The headshot onto Scatula. Now it's Guy falling back to try and hold a wider and longer angle from the hallway. Lucat has no clue where Raz to look for. He'll fire in, and Guy will clutch the round. The Nomad with a beautiful bit of play. No utility needed in a 2v1. Excellent.
That's tough. That's tough for Team 1, man.
That was not a good round for Team 1.
I guess my real gripe with it is the timing from the 2 members alive there for Team 1.
Why did the Smoke just go in there?
What's the #1 rule when you have man advantage? Or you have the opponent in a 1vx? Don't give them 1v1s.
You know, I think that they were expecting the Nomad to still to be somewhere around Astronomy, or in the trophy room itself, because it's a Nomad, there's air jabs, you can kind of secure her back, and that makes a lot of sense, obviously. But is that something that you can always rely on? More often than not, you can as a defender, but in this case, you couldn't. The Nomad just kind of pulled a 200 IQ bit of play there, Guy, and just kept moving around the map. And that's definitely not something you're expecting. That's why Statue was the first position the Smoke went into. Not even really worried about anything, because like, well, it's the Nomad. She's just going to put air jabs everywhere. Should have looked, but
feed up and running.
That's the mistake in that situation.
I'm a little worried about the amount of intel that was on site as well for Team 1. If Guy was able to maneuver through both objectives, get a plant down, and make it outside of the objective without ever being spotted by an evil eye, bulletproof camera, hitting any kind of intel device anywhere, that's also a soft spot there for me for Team 1. Hopefully they can readjust, because that shouldn't happen. Obviously, we talk about the clutches, and obviously Guy had to pull out a monumental effort there to pull off the clutch, but you can never clutch without screwing up. Or without your opponent's.
Without your opponent, yeah.
Yep. And that was seemed to be a perfect storm for Team 1 to fall out of favor on that one.
And Frizzell will find the kill. Scajola will be taken away here. Pretty, that's what they call, again, a bit of a freebie. No logic bomb even used, so that was kind of just, the Legion was just there. And the logic bomb will finally be deployed, just in case there's somebody looking to refrag on Frizzell. Very smart thing to do, but there's nobody on that side or anywhere near the hallway. The rest of the players are kind of just holding on to the main stairs and such. T1 finally with first call, first logic bomb deployed, will come down to the hallway, and 2 players, Reduct and Lukit, are flying, hunt down the Dokkaebi on their own, and maybe find somebody else in the meantime, as Gaming have penetrated the outer defenses, and will come through into the bedroom, and Reduct will hear everything going on as the camera has been taken away. But there was an air jab deployed. Oh, you really have to play this correctly. You need a teammate to help you, and the Jaeger in this case is just way too far away. C4 deployed blindly and will not connect. So force Reduct back.
Yeah, the Jackal Track doing a good job of identifying both roamers, and that's Rise on top of the couch, taking a couple shots at the groin area, but twitching the hallway of Scorpion, unaware of the flank coming in from behind. A good press in there with the DMR, though. Frizzell will remove the head off the shoulders of Lukid, so there goes your Jaeger, and now another one will fall. Right deck dropping into the hands of Destiny, down to the wall, though will be Destiny at the hands of Falls with that Alda. Looking to peek out as there's an attempted revive coming off, a self-revive. It'll be unsuccessful. Phone calls will continue to ring out, but no one will have the time or the presence to be able to pick those up right now. You got Frizzell looking in from the back, and now you've got 2 pushing in for the site plant coming down, hitting an air jab, but in the smoke. The attacking smoke actually being a disservice. Another air jab. Rise having a bad time, but the ping's coming out in behind that trophy case. Shotgun in hand, but he can't pull the trigger. Falls will drop for Frizzell, though. The plant successful here from PDR. Behind will be PDR in behind that trophy case on the deck. Gaming, 2 successful rounds on the attacking side on Villa. We might be going to bank here after all.
Yep. I would not be surprised, that's for sure. So, round number 8 taken away here. 5-3 advantage for Gaming. At least the next round will guarantee overtime. So much more difficult position for Team 1, as they are looking for a 2-0 victory, at least as fast as possible, because the problem with going to map 3 in this situation is that you lose, you're going up against Red Devils after it in another best of 3. You really need to be on point, because you have like 15 minutes to kind of relax in between, but that's not really time to relax. That's more time to reset, go to the bathroom, grab a bite to eat, and then get ready to get back in, because that second best of 3, it might decide your whole fate. And, well, we saw what happened with Rise and Sonics. These sorts of things you really have to keep in your mind as the pressure mounts.
This is a bit of an issue here for Team 1. Talked about it before. In both the semifinals, for each of these teams, they dropped the first round. Or sorry, the first game. First map. Words are hard. And then they're able to pull it back and win the next 2. If you're Team 1, that's got to be in the back of your head immediately. That needs to be in the back of your mind, thinking, oh, okay, Gaming have done this before. They can do it again. You're also seeing a Villa game that isn't really going according to plan. It was an even split at the half, 3-3, but now it's been Gaming tearing away with 2 consecutive attacking rounds. This is an issue if you're Team 1. You're on the advantage side, and you did a remarkable job based on the way things typically play out, drawing even at the half. Something that also does not happen all that often. But good resiliency here from for Gaming, and this is going to force Team 1 off to living room and library. An offsite with a rather interesting mirror setup inside of the piano room as well. Be very worried. There's no castle barricade. There's not really anything stopping Falls' I guess, bunker that he set up here inside of piano to be rushed upon from Destiny outside.
That's pretty cool, actually. I really like this sort of setup. It gives you a longer angle. It kind of reminds me of playing CCTV in Border all the way down into Fountain. Oh, did he hit it? I didn't hear it pop.
Nope.
Oh, no, it didn't register. That was so close. Well, close but no cigar, I guess, at that point. All this continue. Reduct will find 1 kill on Peter N, and that's the Jackal taken away. A bit more damage done to the Twitch, and even more. That's the goo mines, really. doing their work. Valkyrie looking in and straight to the head. Domed here is Scorpion. And from the smoke, Rizal will find one kill. He'll try to spray into the second. That's the mirror in the back. A lot of damage done to her. But a 308 unable to really finish off the players in there. Diffuser still set on the outside. There's little left in terms of manpower for Yeah Gaming. The SMG-12 might not be the sniper rifle that it was in the past, but still can shred through people when they're so close, and as close as the mirror was in this situation. Baited in, Lukin will find the kill. A beautiful trade for Falls, but will Guy be able to clutch again in this 1v3? Work done. A lot of fire being thrown into him because of that Maestro camera and just being pinged constantly. He literally cannot do a single thing against this. He'll keep taking damage even from above that angle that he's watching as he fires down into the Mute. The Mute is still alive. Guy's running out of time. He fires in. A Rayduct will collect the head of Guy, who falls. Team 1 fighting back again as they take round number 9. They deny Yeah Gaming map point.
Team 1 have to go to the least played site on Villa and the least successful defensive site on Villa to get a defensive round win. But nonetheless, they prevail. We now head to dining room and kitchen, so Team 1 avoiding the top floor now after being unsuccessful on both objectives. Top side, they're going to avoid it like the plague. They're going to head to dining room and kitchen to play all 4 defensive sites in 4 rounds. We're entering into round number 10, and this will be another pivotal one. As you mentioned, there's overtime, and with Yeah Gaming clinching a round win at any point before the end of regulation, it'll force overtime. There are no draws. It'll head straight to a 3-round overtime. So if you're Yeah Gaming here, you're probably just focused on getting 1 for right now and letting the rest fall as it may. For Team 1 here, you're looking to run the table. You can still come away with a 7-5. Or, at the very least, you need to just force overtime. And again, forget about it, reset in overtime, see what the coin flip presents you as far as what side you're on. And honestly, I don't think coin flip is you're going to make as much of a difference in this one. I mean, we had a 3-3 split in the first half. And if we go to overtime, it means we're going to have another 3-3 split.
On a theoretical level, though, it's Villa, it's defensive side.
Should be defensive side, yes.
But we ended 3-3 at the half, which is not your usual scoreline, that's for sure.
Exactly.
So yes, theoretically, it kind of deviates from the practice and the situation. So yeah, definitely something to spark your curiosity watching as we are. But Rise in the meantime, trying to collect information here. He is supporting one of his teammates there. I assume that's the alibi. Did I just assume?
How dare you? It's 2019.
Well, the alibi actually has been doing a decent chunk of damage, at least in general, the operator. Not everybody likes the operator, but she does bring a decent chunk of stuff to the table, I have to say. And in this case, the roam play with the amount of ways that you can confuse your opponents, it really works. Yeah, sure, yeah, okay, well, you can shoot it, you can spot it with the IQ, you can drone it out. That's fine. But in times of danger, it works out well. And there's not really much in the way of utility that would be used on the opposite side of the map here in Aviator and Game Room, but it did draw down just over a minute. But this gives Yeah Gaming now a huge bit of advantage, but the C4 can be thrown above here to deal with. Yeah, and there you go. The alibi doing work, and Scagiola will peek around and find Destiny as he maneuvers around to put himself in a better position. The Zofia and her impacts taken away. For this attack, you need that top map control before going down to the kitchen.
Attempted flank there from Rayduct, the Valkyrie pushing up those red stairs, and yet there was no reaction from Destiny. He pushed headstrong into the engagement and lost out cleanly. Shadola walks away at 100 HP. PDR, though, will take down Luka inside of the trophy room, and again, pressure from the backside. Guy, though, will take down Rayduct, pushing into the bathroom again for Zhao, unable to collect the kill as he looks into an entirely new dimension while looking down the barrel of his gun. You got 2 members on the Yeah Gaming attack right now, low on HP, and for Zhao and Guy, the Jackal Track will come out onto the member inside a bathroom. You got Fragile still downstairs on the shotgun, trying to provide support, but downed upstairs will be Skydola, taking down PDR, leveling things at a 3-3. Fragile, though, has been downed as well at the door frames. Now you got Scorpion trying to push in. Falls will take one down from downstairs, so Scorpion will trade that out on Skydola, leaving us at a 2v2 health advantage cleanly on the side of Team 1, and the utility as well. You still have all 3 Toxic Babes and a Nitro Cell on the side of Rise and Falls. This is looking really good for Team 1 to win out again downstairs.
Rise and Falls. Reminds me of an old game. Rise and Fall. Civilizations at War. Maybe somebody knows about that. But against Scorpion last two alive, I really have to highlight the way that the smoke was playing with the shotgun downstairs because he was holding the other angle coming in from Astronomy. So the alibi had to hold the opposite end, the entrance from the bedroom itself, but unfortunately the amount of firepower is just too much to deal with. Little time left as the last bit of smoke has been used up. And there's so much to be used here. Firepower is pure with the shotgun. Scorpion will find one kill. The Nomad taken away, but right to the face of Scorpion to clean up Falls. And the attacking side will take round number 10 somehow. Up from under Team 1, they just rush in and fire in with the pistols. Oh my.
Wow.
That's guaranteed overtime for Yeah Gaming, who are now on map point. 6-4.
Okay. Okay. I want to gather my thoughts here before I start.
Okay, take your time, man.
Being mean.
No, don't be mean.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to gather my thoughts so I don't be mean.
Don't be mean. You don't want to be on the subreddit for the wrong reason.
So my thing here with Rise is I'm very, very curious why he rotates into Laundry as the pulse, leaving his smoke alone in a 1v2. Yes, they had to push in through a bottleneck. Yes, they had to push in through toxic gas. And yes, you have the cardiac sensor to provide calls. But Falls needs help. He just needs firepower help. If he's over by that jukebox, by the record player, instead of inside of Laundry behind two reinforcements, he's just in such a better position to help and provide support for Falls so that that flank from Scorpion can't come around his backside of the island. They played Ring Around the Rosie, and yet the Nitro Cell never came out either. There was a kill hole made in the top of the reinforcement from inside of Laundry to throw a Nitro Cell over. That never came out either. So what's the mindset there for Rise? What are you doing to help your teammate in the dying moments inside a box of reinforcements where you can't shoot through?
Staying alive?
Well, that's the thing. He didn't even stay alive. He came out of the box and it was looking at the back of the wall.
Is Schrodinger's pulse? Is he dead or is he not?
He was
definitely dead at that point.
I mean, regardless if he was dead or alive, he didn't have much impact on the end there, and that's well, my problem.
That's the thing, because he was in that reinforced... This is why I'm saying Schrodinger's pulse, is because he's behind a reinforced wall. He can look in and use his cardiac sensor, but there's so little time left at the end that I don't know how much I want to fault him for it. I don't want to be too harsh in it.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but like, what's the play?
Well, the play is I will stand in this metal box and give you information. Unfortunately, there's two angles to watch for, and Yeah Gaming were very smart in using the two angles that were allotted to them, one from the kitchen and one from the other side, walking in by the storage room, if you will, into dining. So, yeah, oh, Scadiola, what a shot. Scorpion taken away. Is there going to be another headshot here to be found? Come on out. You know you want to. You know when you hold this angle, you're like, hey, are you going to peek? And Peter does peek, and he finds the kill. A lot of damage done to the Jackal, but Scadiola is going to get taken away. Still one more defender. Playing close up to his opponents, and Frizao actually find Lukit for free. The two Italian ops now taken away as Destiny will find Reduct. And that's Legion off the board. Rise and Falls. The last two alive yet again. The drones will be found and taken away, but that means that rear position is now revealed, and at minute 15, first smoke canister will get used. No matter what's inside it, it's definitely a waste.
It's a 2v4. It's not an insurmountable task here for Rise and Falls once again. Let's hope that Rise is able to support his teammate a little bit better this time around. You got Falls playing in behind the mirror from inside of Astronomy, and you got the alibi pings coming out, choking out to the gas. That's actually just dropping the diffuser in the middle of the connector. Staying at the backside. A Nitro Cell does come out from Falls here. Collect the kill on the Destiny and pushing the hallway. Rise will take down PDR. So now we level it at 2v2. Diffuser again surrendered inside of this connector. He had a retreat coming up the east stairs and Falls unaware of it. Close on his right-hand side, though. Fragile will fall and retreating again. A 2v4 set to a 2v1 now as Diffuser is still not picked up by Guy. He was able to 2v1 clutch on the Nomad while attacking this site previously. He's looking at a hologram in behind that statue. He's got an air jet placed at the stairs, waiting for that potential flank. He'll push into statue array with 15 seconds left. The flashbangs come out to reveal his position. He's going to try and set the plant down on a fake, though. Rise will peek the angle, and there goes Guy as he pushes in for that plant inside of the statuary door. Team One able to pull themselves out of a hole. They're 1 round away from forcing overtime, but also 1 round away from this going to map 3.
And I was my head in the meantime was just screaming, not again, not again, not again. Guy was so close to winning out that round in the Nomad. Just beautiful play. The alibi hologram coming in to save the day, even though the alibi was long gone by that point. And that's why you set it up in these positions that are your traditional pre-fire spots. There are traditional spots for, you know, a pre-EMP, etc. There's also those traditional pre-fire spots. The Thermite actually being picked up here instead of the Jackal. Yeah, Gaming realized that the Jackal wasn't really doing too much. The smokes as well were not really effective, I have to say. But similar lineup to be brought in by Team One as we saw before. The Alibi, the Maestro. A bit of a change in who's playing what, but the Mira again, the Legion, and the Valkyrie. And they're going to play in Aviator Game Room, a site that usually works out pretty well for the defenders. And Team One are also running this sort of same defense that, yeah, we're doing before. Defense in depth with a lot of flexibility and soft walls and destroyed walls, including one into the gun vault, which is very unusual.
Team One here, like I said, send it to overtime. You still got a chance of wrapping this thing up, and you win 3 out of the next possible 4 rounds, and you're in Pro League.
Yeah.
It's over. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to stress. However, you lose this round, or subsequently 3 out of the possible next 4 rounds, you've got an issue where you have to go to map 3, which will be Bank. And Bank is a map, to the best of our knowledge, provided by Liquipedia, that neither of these teams have played yet during the regular season. So we have yet to see what their kind of outcome would look like on Bank and what their history is on the map. Although, given it's Bank, it's a very Latin American favored map.
I mean,
wouldn't be shocked if they do well on it, if both teams are well practiced on it.
I mean, yeah, played it, won 7-2 against Loki in the semifinals, the playoffs that we just had. Speaking of shocking, Cotted was also banned by them in that matchup. On Team One's side, they did not play it in the playoffs, and again, we're kind of running on minimal information at this point. But still, this is what we have, and it was played and was very well done by Gaming. I assume that's why they were really looking forward to that map. We'll see if we even get to it. Still, potential for Team One to take this into OT, and then maybe that coin flip would work out in their way for Zhao getting a free kill, and another one falls, and Luca just kind of locking in there. Destiny spraying in. He'll find the kill on Scadiola, but the site's completely clear. It's what is going on? The Valkyrie's last alive. Rayduck will find 1 kill. He'll find the second one as well from the back, and there's another one spotted, but Guy will peek around, finish off Rayduck, and that is map number 2.
Yep.
Done and dusted. That was anticlimactic as a round, I have to say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do, and indeed. The Dokkaebi was absolutely wonderful. Frizzell played out of his mind in this matchup. And being able to hunt down the roamers, not giving any room to move for Team One. Really, really good play there from him. And the entire team just kind of maneuvering around him at the same time. We're giving him free frags at that point. 16 on the board, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
So, an opportunity to lock things out. Team One really tearing away with a couple attacking rounds in the first half on Villa. Already up a map, and yet it just falls apart on the top 4 defenses. They can't get a top 4 defense on Villa to save their life tonight. And that's going to send us to Bank. It's a scary proposition if you're Team One. Again, you lost the first map in your semifinals.
And Gaming also won this map 7-2. So they won most of their rounds on the attacking side, 4 rounds.
And Team One notoriously had the choice between Oregon and Bank. Very well practiced and have a good history on Oregon so far during the regular season, and yet they chose Bank.
All right. Well, we'll get to see what happens in there. After our break, I won't be taking off any more of my clothes, but I now realize that all my clothes are way too big. So now I see what you have to deal with, Rob.
It's tough.
On that beautiful note, we'll be back. Map number 3, Bank, in just a few minutes.